Hello and welcome everybody. This is Amanda Rose, your Archer Media Specialist, and we are so excited to have today Daniel from Profit Agility. How you doing today, Daniel?
Good, Amanda. Thank you guys for inviting me today.
Yeah, of course. We're so happy to have you. So I'm just going to let you get started, and we can't wait to see what you're going to present today. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. So thank you again for the invitation. My name is Daniel Wilkes, and I am with Advantage Services, the parent company of Profit Agility. So I do want to go ahead and jump straight into the platform. So the first time users, if you have not registered for Profit Agility use, I do want to draw your attention to do not have an account, click here to register. So once you click on that link, you will go ahead and enter your unique access code, and it is case sensitive. So please make sure that you are entering it exactly as I am entering it now. So it will be $travel with a capital T 2019 $. So then once you click on next, it will take you to the welcome screen where you will enter all of this information. Once you click next, it will email your login credentials to the email address that you have provided. So it's a pretty simple form. So I'm going to go ahead for training purposes, enter my login credentials and go ahead and enter now. So once I have registered, I come back in, hit sign in, and now you are going to come to the Archer Travel Profit Agility site that is dedicated to you. Now,
Hey,
first and
Daniel.
foremost, yes.
I don't mean to cut you off, but we're stuck on the email password scene.
Oh, you are. Hold on 1 second here. I don't know if I've already gone to the next screen, so let me.
It might just be on a different Chrome, different like internet page.
Mine is already switched to the next screen.
We're not seeing that. We're still frozen on that. Do you just want to cancel your share and reshare?
Yep, I will do that.
Perfect. There we go. It's working now. Thank you.
Okay. So yes, now I see it on the screen as well. Sorry about that, folks. I apologize. So after you log in your credentials, once you have gone to the link, Amanda, can you confirm that you did see the process when I was on the
We
sign out screen?
we did not see that
You did
process.
not see the process. Okay, so let me back out of this again and refresh the site here. I apologize for this. It seems like we have a connection issue here. All right, sorry about that, folks. I had to get another browser. It looks like Chrome wasn't working correctly. So once you come in to www.myprofitagility.com, if you have not registered for access, please click on Do Not Have an Account, click here to register. Once you click on that screen, you will enter, again, the case-sensitive access code, which is $travel 2019 capital T. Click Next, and then you will enter all of your information here. Click Next, and then at that point, you will receive your login credentials for Profit Agility use. So I'm going to go back to the main screen and go ahead and enter the login credentials for today's training, and I will sign in. Now, where we got cut off originally, once you come to the Archer Travel Profit Agility platform, if this is your very first time on the training, I recommend that you scroll down to the very bottom and you will see all of the Learn More tabs that are presented here. This will give you a synopsis of each different component that we cover on the website. If you do want an internet tutorial, you could click on that and click on the word here, and it will give you a PowerPoint presentation. I know Amanda is recording this session as well for all of you to have at a later time. The one section that I do want to focus on is the advertising restrictions, which is extremely important that you read. I'm going to highlight a section here as I cover with you. So being that today's day and age is 2021, everyone here uses social media in some kind of capacity, whether it's for personal use or professional use. We are all using it in our daily lives, and we want to encourage you to use it for your Profit Agility platform as well. We want you to encourage you to mention that you're with Archer Travel, however you want to do it based on your agreements with Archer Travel as an independent agent. Just make sure that you're following their guidelines as well. But once you do that, we want to make sure that when you're advertising in your social media accounts, that you keep it generic in form. And what we mean by that is the advertising restrictions have to be generalized. You cannot mention any of our Profit Agility property names. You cannot mention the exact location of them, and you cannot mention the exact dollar amount. Now, we do have an internet security team that will monitor any illegal postings of Profit Agility on the open internet spacing. So we just ask you that you keep any of the recordings that are shared with either Archer Travel or by us, you keep it for your personal use and do not post this in any open spacing. The reason being is the Profit Agility is for a closed user group. So we have a partnership with Archer Travel. So in order to maintain our pricing, our agreements with our resort partners and our hotel partners have to remain confidential. So again, we do encourage you to post your generalized advertisements. So for example, if you were to use one of your social media accounts, you would create an advertisement that says, anyone that's interested, and again, this is just an example, anyone that's interested in highly discounted travel, please contact me at rates starting at $150 per night. And you could put a pretty background picture, however you want to do it. But what you cannot do is mention specifics, exactly like as it states in this highlighted section that says, advertising Craig's Resort in Maui from $150 per night is prohibited. So please keep that in mind, that when you do it, you keep it generic in form. By advertising Maui from $150 per night, that is permissible, okay? So I'm going to X this out and I'm going to go back to the very top, and you're going to notice this in scrolling bar. Profit Agility can be used for your own personal use. And you can zero out the commissions, again, if you want to use this for your own personal travel requirements. Now, you are going to notice this just in scrolling bar. So as you get accustomed to using Profit Agility and you get familiar with our resort accommodation sites and our hotel sites, any new additional information or location that's added will be added to this just in scrolling bar, which is important that if you're booking for a client or for yourself, and you remember, oh, I remember somebody was asking about Marriott's Tortuga Club in the Cayman. Well, now you notice that we have it added. So I always recommend and encourage you, every time you log into Profit Agility, always look at this just in scrolling bar for you or for your client. Now at the top, you can see that we have a home button, resort week, which are split into two different categories, which I'll go into detail, hotels, my hold list, which you can hold up to 5 reservations for resort weeks up to 12 months in advance. We do not allow you to hold any resort weeks within 60 days, and we do not allow you to hold any hotels. So any resort weeks up to 12 months in advance, you can hold up to 5 reservations. If you ever want to change your password from that initial screen that I told you how to register, just click the change password button and it will allow you to change your password. When you start adding components to your shopping cart, there will be a cart button that will populate to the right of change password. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump directly into the hotel section. All right, so hotels, just to give you an idea, we have trademark this section for Hotel Super Search because we offer more lodging hotel accommodations than any other internet provider. We offer over 700,000 hotels worldwide at 3, 4, and 5-star accommodations, and we offer more lodging options than any other provider. Now, obviously, if you don't know what a particular component is, you can hover over it and it will give you a detailed description of each component. As you also notice that they are all check marked and grayed out where you cannot not deselect at this option. We give you the opportunity. Profit Agility was designed to do the hard work for you as the agent. So once you put in your selection categories on the results page, that's where you will be able to further deselect any option that you do not want at that point. Okay, so when I click on the drop down tab, we offer countries from Afghanistan all the way down to Zimbabwe. So pretty much any corner of the world that you're looking for accommodations, we're going to be able to provide that for you. We're going to select on the United States. And the example that I'm going to use today, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Now, as you notice, as I'm typing, there is a drop down that pulls up. So it's very important that you remember that you have to click on the link that is highlighted in blue. If you were to just type in Las Vegas and hit enter, it would not give you any results. So it is important that you click on the city that is highlighted in blue. Now, again, we offer 3-star all the way up to 5-star. I'm going to leave it on 3-star as it will populate the results for 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to do a quick trip to Vegas. So let's say the 23rd of April, and I just want to stay for the weekend. I don't want to stay for the entire week. And I do have the option to select up to 4 rooms, 4 adults, and 4 children. So I get a question all that time that says, Daniel, what if I have a large group? How do I service a large group? It's a very good question. If I were to have a large group, I'm going to select 4 rooms. I'm going to do the search, select a room, and then add it to the cart. Then I'm going to come back into the hotel tab and do the same thing again. So this is how you service large groups, okay? Country of residency is mandatory. You do have to be a U.S. citizen in order to be eligible for travel insurance that we provide. Now, it is not mandatory that you use our travel insurance, but you do have to be a U.S. citizen if you do use our provider for travel insurance. All of our reservations on this website is guaranteed, just as the red check mark will disclaim to you. So at any time that if you were to make a reservation and unfortunately show up and the hotel closes down, give us a call here at Profit Agility, and then we will put you an equal, or your client at an equal or greater accommodation as well. Not a lot of OTAs are actually guaranteeing reservations, but rest assured that we are. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the search feature. Now what's happening is our proprietary search technology is actually scouring the internet for the best available inventory that's available online. We are actually scouring the internet at the hotels directly themselves. So we are going to find the best available pricing that is available on the internet and then do a comparison with Profit Agility so you can see the margin that is available and then how much opportunity that you have to make commission. So as the results come back, you can see that we have, for example, for the weekend of April the 23rd through April the 26th, we have over 5 pages of results that have come back. Now, as I had mentioned before, we do have these options here where you can deselect. So if you only want to show hotels, just deselect the other components and it will show you those filtered results. If you're looking for a certain dollar figure per night, click on that level and it will show you that dollar amount and below. And if there's certain areas in the city of Las Vegas that you want to narrow down to, you can also do that search as well. So as I scroll down, like I said, I have over 5 pages of results for Las Vegas. So how do you decipher the results now that you're on this page? So at the top, you can see that we have this first example, Trump International Hotel, 5-star resort on the Las Vegas Strip. And the best general public price that is currently offered is $274.76 per night by Priceline. So we'll give you the provider that if you were to search right now, this would be the best provider now. Now you see the Profit Agility price is $250.70. Well, some of you are going to say, well, that's not a huge savings. But what I want to tell you is that the Profit Agility price does include a default amount of commission built into this price. So always keep that in mind when you're looking at the price. There's a default amount of commission, a little bit over 10% that we put in automatically, which can be adjusted by you once you get to the commission and control section. So as you scroll down, you're going to see that there's a Lara at $292, Profit Agility at $274 with commission built in. So as you scroll down, you're going to see the various options. So let me go ahead and select on Trump International Hotel. And then I'm going to come to the property profile page. Now, at the beginning, when I mentioned to you about the advertising restrictions, let's say somebody has contacted you and said, yes, I am interested in discounted travel. What can you find for me? I actually want to go to Vegas on April the 23rd, that weekend. What can you find for me? So now you found the results, you've done the search, and now you click on this link, you right click, you copy and paste, and you send this link to your interested client. So only in the beginning, when you are advertising to the general public, you have to keep it generalized. But once you get a client that's interested, you can send them the detailed information of Trump International Hotel using this link. So just send it to them in an email. Okay, so now you're going to be able to see all of the room categories that are available for this weekend. You're going to be able to see the features, the overview of the hotel. You're going to be able to see the photos of the hotel, and then a map and directions feature. So if I were to click on the map, it will actually pull open a pop-up link, which will allow you to zoom in and out. We have a partnership with Google Maps. So if you've got a client or you that have never been to Vegas, this will allow you to see where you're located. You can find out where shopping is, restaurants, etc. You're going to be able to use that feature. So I'm going to go back to the room options, and then I'm going to select on the superior room. And then it's going to take me again to the commission and control page now, where this is where you're going to be able to control your commission, how much money you're going to make at the end of the day. And I do apologize. It seems like our demo site is a little bit slow today, but your actual live site will work quickly. If you want to share property profile, again, you can do so on this page. This will give you the booking details of what you're looking for. And then you see the big blue cancellation box here. It is important that you look at the cancellation policy. We do not have a blanket cancellation policy when it comes to our hotel. We have a live API fee from every resort, every resort and hotel. So it is extremely important that you click on this and you understand the cancellation policy. I always recommend that the agent take a snapshot of this, screenshot, clip it, and send it to your client as well, so they are aware. Today's day and age, when there are a lot of cancellation because of COVID, we want you to be protected, so that way you understand that there is a cancellation on every reservation. All right. So once you're comfortable with that, you'll come to the right side where you're going to see the maximum suggested sale price. This is the price that is available on the internet. The best available price through Priceline was $824.28 for the entire week. Using Profit Agility now, the price is $752, but you're saving $72 off the best general public price. So our today's clients, today's day and age, are very smart. So they're going to go in and research the price themselves. So they're going to see that, yeah, the best price is right around $824. But this price, again, like I said, includes a default amount of commission. What if this trip was for you? Well, you can zero out the commission just using the down arrow. You see the radio buttons below between $1 all the way up to $250. This allows you to incrementally adjust the price by that level. So if we only had $1, it would take you all day to adjust the price. So now, as an agent, or let's say a friend or family member, you wanted to take this trip. Well, this is going to allow you to zero out the commission. And now you're going to only pay $488.83 for this trip to Las Vegas. And now you're saving $337 off of the best general public price. Now, obviously, as an agent, you want to make money if you're using this to book a client. So you want to use the radio buttons that's going to get you closer to that amount. So you've had a discussion with your client, you understand what budget they're on for their trip to Las Vegas, and then you use the commission and control to adjust the commission to that level. So let's say you go back to your client and you agree that they want this, they're okay with $686.83. So they're saving $137 off of the general public price. But what they don't know is you're making $200 in commission as a travel agent with Archer. It's a very good commission and control system that allows you to adjust your bottom line. All right. So once you've got a client that's interested in this, you would put their first and last name. So I'm just going to enter something in really quickly. And then I'm going to click next. and then it's going to take you to where you enter, you agree to enter the terms and the conditions. And you also agree to the amount of commission that you're going to make. You would enter your email address, which is important, not your client's, your email address, because this is where we're going to email the travel documents to you. Okay. So once you click next, it will be added to the shopping cart, like I mentioned before, and a shopping cart button will populate here to the right of change password. So this gives you a quick summary of how the hotel portion works. So now I'm going to jump into resort weeks. So the resort weeks obviously are split between 60 days of travel and up to 1 year in advance. So the difference is obviously within 60 days of travel, this is going to be for your folks that are have a flexible schedule. They're free in the next 60 days, and these are going to be highly reduced travel that we have to offer to you. Now, again, all of our resort weeks are 3, 4, and 5-star accommodations only, no 1 or 2-star. Up to 12 months in advance are going to be for the folks that have to plan their vacation. So let's say you've got a client that's a school teacher. Well, they only have certain months off of the year, so we need to make sure that we schedule them in the vacation times that they're allotted. So now I selected within 60 days of travel. Again, I will say that all of these locations are paid for, and our bad news is obviously good news for you, because now you and your clients are going to be able to receive extremely high reduced pricing for resort weeks that you're not going to be able to find on the general public. So now that you can see, we've got over 70 pages of resorts that are within the next 60 days of travel and our special pricing. You can filter by destination, and you can see that we've got locations from the Caribbean, here domestically in the United States, Mexico, Florida is one of our biggest sellers, Hawaii is one of our biggest sellers. You can see that we've got Italy, Mexico, like I'd mentioned before, Nevada. And as you scroll down, you're going to be able to see every location that we have. Now, this is a dynamic site, which means we're only going to show you what we have available within the next 60 days. If we don't have anything, it will not show. So now that we're here, I can also filter by occupancy. So if I've got a large group, I can select that, hit apply filter, and it will show those accommodations. So how do you now tell what you have on this screen? So for April the 17th through April the 24th at Paradise Beach Villas in Aruba, 4-star resort for 2 bedrooms, the best online price right now is $2,799. That's the best price that you're going to find online. Through Profit Agility, you're only going to pay $316.86. Now, folks, that is not per person. That is not per night. That is for the entire week. This does include a standard default amount of commission for $31.76, but the maximum commission you can make is $994. So I'm going to go ahead and select on Paradise Beach Villas, and I'm going to get to the resort summary page. And again, like I mentioned to you before, if you've got a client that's interested in your generalized advertisement, just click, copy and paste this link and email it to your client. Now they're going to be able to see an overview of Paradise Beach Villas. So as I scroll down, I'm going to see the same week, the 2-bedroom, and then I can click book on that link. Now, before I do that, you're going to be able to see a description of the resort. You're going to be able to see all the on-site amenities, nearby activities. So I encourage you to scroll down and make sure that you're comfortable with all this information. Resort information will give you your check-in and check-out times for the resort. So I'm going to go back up and I'm going to book this 2-bedroom unit that I saw before for April the 17th. Once I click on that, it's now going to take me to the same commission and control page. We talked about looking at the cancellation policy, taking your generalized advertisement, and then sending to your client so it protects you, so your clients know what the cancellation policy is. Now over here to the right, you can see that there is a default amount of commission built in, but you can see the best general public price for this week is $2,800 online. Through Profit Agility, it's $316, but you or your client is saving $2,400 off of the best general public price. Now, if this is for a client, obviously you making $31 isn't a fair shake. So obviously you want to use the radio buttons below. The maximum commission you can make is $940 or $994. So again, what I like to do is I like to go up to the very top to see how much commission I can make the max. Now, as you can see, the retail price is now the exact same price as Profit Agility, and you're not saving any, or the customer's not saving anything because we're at the same retail price, but you are making $994 in commission. So if you're fortunate enough to have a client that's not interested in commission, or excuse me, in saving any money, obviously raise the commission all the way up to $250. But typically you've got a client that's on a budget. So they come and tell me, Daniel, I'm on a $2,000 budget for this trip. What can you find for me? So I'm going to use, again, the radio buttons, and I'm going to go back to them and say, okay, well, I found $1,961, but you're saving $837 off the general public price. So if they were to search it, they're going to see that Daniel was right, that this is the best price that I can find online, but through Profit Agility, I'm offering them $1,961. What they don't know is I've just made $669 in commission. So I've got a client that's agreed to that. I'm going to click on next. I'm going to enter the client's first and last name, and then agree to the terms and the conditions, and then add to cart. So now I've added a resort week in there. So now it's in my cart. So now I want to add another resort week, because now I've got a school teacher that I have to book a resort week up to 12 months in advance. So that's what I've done, up to 12 months in advance. Now, instead of showing all the locations, I have to choose the location. So I've got a teacher that wants to go to Maui. So I select that, and then I select the month that they want to go. So obviously they want to go into summer, June. So I want to select submit. And then I go through the same process that I just went through now. So I select the resort, and then I go to the summary page, and then I come to the commission and control once again. So now, again, the client's saving $771. I've adjusted the commission based on how much I can make at $409. I'm okay with $110, so I click on next. And now I add the client's first and last name, agree to the terms and conditions, and add that to the shopping cart. So now I have both locations. I can now check out. And then this is where I'm going to enter the client's first and last name, enter their email address, and then hit continue. Now, once you get to the checkout screen, it will only allow you to enter one credit card. We do not split payments on Profit Agility, and we do not offer a payment plan with Profit Agility either. So if you do have a client, advise them that payment has to be made at the time of checkout. That is extremely important. Last thing that I want to cover is commission and how commissions are paid out. We send Archer, the host agency, commission once a month. And so we pay out commissions at the end of the following month of completed travel. So today is April the 7th. So what that means, if your client checked out today, we are going to send Archer your commission check at the end of May, and then they will disperse it accordingly. So just always keep that in mind when you're booking. We pay commission to the host agency at the end of the following month of completed travel. Okay, so that covers our training session today. I do want to let you know that we do host a training session every 2 weeks. I will have this link put onto the Archer homepage for you travel agents. So if you ever want to have a follow-up training, a live training where you can ask me questions one-on-one, we will submit the link. I'll submit that link to Amanda, and then she will post that to where you can go in and register up to a year in advance of which training date you want to attend. Again, thank you for giving me the opportunity. This was a quick summary because of reduced time, but if you do want another training, please schedule that training for the future. Thank you very much. Amanda, if you want to open it up now to questions, I would be welcome to that.
Perfect, thanks. Okay, first question is, are Mexico agents able to use this site? I'm not sure if we had talked with Rhonda ahead of time or not. Is this only a US based, or are our Mexico agents from our Mexico branch able to use this?
No, very good question. Yes, they are able to use it. Even if you're a Canadian citizen, you can use the Profit Agility site. Just keep in mind the insurance portion is the only thing that you cannot offer a Mexican citizen travel insurance using our insurance provider. Now, if you're a Mexican travel agent for Archer and you have American traveler, obviously you can use our travel insurance at that time. Okay.
Perfect. Great. Thanks. Next question is, what do I do if a client is unhappy with the property? Do I have any options?
Again, our property, once the client goes to the property, we always recommend that the client check in with the front desk first. Whether it's a hotel or a resort, always try to get the issue resolved. Now, being that this is the Profit Agility platform, we do not have direct contact with your client in the beginning. We always like to keep that line of separation because this is your client that you have booked for. So if the client has gone to the front desk of a hotel resort, we cannot get a resolution, they go back to you, then you can reach out to me directly. I'm going to let Amanda leave my contact information for all of you folks, but you can reach out to Advantage Services and the Profit Agility team, and we will assist in any way that we can up to that point.
Okay, perfect. Okay, next question. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep track. Okay, next question is, so Profit Agility has no cancellations, correct? And then they asked also, when do we make a post? We don't mention the hotel or location and rates, just pictures, correct?
So again, the first part of that is the cancellation. Yes, there are cancellations that are allowed on the hotel section. Some hotels will not. Again, it's all dependent on the direct feed that we receive from that hotel. Once you click on the cancellation policy, it will tell you what that cancellation policy is. So yes, we do offer it, and no, we do not offer it on some accommodations as well. So that cancellation link will be your best friend. Just click on it and it will tell you what it is. The second part of that, if you could repeat that, Amanda, was?
It sort of has to do with marketing materials.
Okay, all right, now I remember. Okay, so when you're doing your generalized advertisement, again, make sure that if you do it, you can put a pretty picture of a beach or something if you're promoting a certain location. Just do not put the property name and the exact pricing or the name of the resort. You can just, like I stated in the beginning, anyone interested in going to Maui, please contact me for pricing that's not available to the general public, starting at $150 per night, for example. As long as you keep it generic, then once you get to the resort profile page, and I show you how to click on that link and email it, that's going to send the exact detailed information to the client. The reason we're trying to separate that is because your generalized advertisement is going to the general public. That's what we have to prevent, because that's what keeps your rates low as an Archer travel agent. Okay.
Perfect. And we had a question going off of that question, so I thought we could stay on the same theme. Do you have any marketing materials, pictures, etc. on your site that we could utilize?
Unfortunately, we do not. The pictures that we have, if you're able to save those, by all means use those. As long as, again, it does not show the property name on it and their distinctive features. For example, some hotels, resorts, obviously you can tell what it is just by looking at it. It doesn't have to show the name, but that's why we say just take a picture of a park, a beach, something that is just generalized. But unfortunately, we do not offer any photos. Google is your friend, so we suggest you use that to find some generic photos.
Perfect, thanks. Okay, next question has to do with the access code again. And I can answer that half of it as well. If you guys go to the Travel Cafe and you click on the Profit Agility tab, you will be able to find the access code there, as well as Daniel knows it by heart, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, Amanda mentioned it, but it is $ travel with a capital T 2019 $, and it is case sensitive. So you have to enter it exactly like that in order to register.
Perfect, thanks. Okay, next question is about commissions. As you shown earlier, it seemed that the commission rate was $0 when you first made a booking, but then you could make the commission flexible, maxing or minning it out to 0. is there a maximum number of commission that we can do? Sorry.
Yes, so to the right of whenever I did the examples, it will actually tell you, and I'm going to go back to that as I'm talking to you. So when you're actually making a reservation, when you get to the commission and control page, there is an option for you to zero it out. The reason that we give you that option is if you book it for yourself or a friend or family member where you don't obviously want to make commission. So this section. So these radial buttons will allow you to incrementally adjust up and down. I always select the last one because it's easier for me to zero it out quickly. So now if I wanted to go on this trip, I'm going to save $2,500 off the general public price, and I'm just going to pay $284 to go on this trip myself. But obviously I want to use Profit Agility for my clients, and the maximum commission is always here to the right. This is how much I can make. So I'm going to obviously have the conversation with my client, see what kind of budget they're on, just have that in-depth discussion with them. So now I find a client that their budget is, let's say it's $1,500 in order to go to Aruba. So I go back to them and I say, okay, well, I can get it to you for $1,523, but then I'm going to save you $1,275 off of the general public price. So that's why it's important, because you're always going back to the best general public price. This is going to be your closer, is that when you can go to somebody and say that I'm saving you $1,200 off the general public price, and then they go in and see it themselves, or you show them, it's a closed deal. You're going to be able to close that. But what your client doesn't know is you've just made $500 in commission. So this commission and control literally is going to make your money at the end of the day. You decide how much money you're going to make by using that commission and control.
Perfect, thanks. Okay, next question has to do with resort weeks, and it says, with resort weeks, you are only able to book a week stay, nothing more or less. Is this correct?
Correct. So correct in one part, and I'll explain into detail. The resort weeks are 7-night, 8-day stays. And the weeks that are provided are going to be the weeks that are available. So for example, if I were to go back to the burn weeks and show all the list, if we have a particular location, so let's say Tahiti Village, for 424 and 424, you see that we have 2 weeks back to back. It's because we have 2 available 1-bedroom units at that time. If you see, for example, Paradise Village, a 2-bedroom, we only have 1 week available. It's because we only have 1 week available. Now, once it is booked and reserved, it is gone. We do not refill that. This is a first come, first served basis on this. That's why these resort weeks at last minute are so popular, because people book these and they know that they're going to get such a discount off the general public rate that they want to come back and book. Now, as far as making it, let's say you've got somebody that wanted to go for 3 or 4 days. Again, that's why you book these last minute resorts. It is not mandatory that you stay the entire 7-night, 8 days. As long, and this is the important part, as long as you or the client notifies the resort that you're going to check in late, if that's the example. So let's say you had this first week at Paradise Beach Villas for April the 17th, but your client doesn't want to show up until the 20th. As long as you or the client notifies Paradise Beach Villas that you're going to be checking in on the 20th, they will alter that reservation check-in date for the 20th. Now, the reservation is still valid from the 17th, but the check-in date has been moved. So the resort is aware of it and they will not cancel the reservation. If the resort is not notified, there is a chance that the resort will mark that as a cancellation and a no-show because they were not aware of the check-in date late. Now, if your client wanted to check out early, obviously they can go to the front desk and just say, hey, I'm checking out early, and there is no penalty. So always keep that in mind for these burn weeks, these last minute resort weeks. Now, obviously, if you've got a client that's booking up to 12 months in advance, where those are a little bit more expensive, most likely those clients are going to stay the entire time, okay? But you cannot change or alter the dates to say midweek. Ours always starts either a Friday check-in, Saturday check-in, or a Sunday check-in. We do not have midweek check-ins. Okay, thank you.
Perfect, great, thanks. Okay, we'll take one more question, and the last question was, I came late, I'm not sure if this was answered, but how long can you hold a booking, and do you have payment plans?
Okay, so the hold will only work for resort weeks up to 12 months in advance, not the resort weeks within 60 days of travel that I'm on. The resorts do not allow us to hold those resort weeks because there's such discounted prices. They want to keep it open to every travel agent to book. So up to 12 months in advance, you can hold up to 5 reservations. So anything beyond 60 days up to a year away, you can hold up to 5 reservations. Now, those reservations can be held for 24 to 48 hours, depending on the resort week. The resort will actually let you know once you go to the hold screen. Once you get up to 12 months in advance, you select the resort and you click on that accommodation. It will actually tell you when you put your email address in exactly what the hold time frame will be, either 24 hours or 48. That's the maximum. And as far as the last part of that question, Amanda, was the training?
Payment plans.
Oh, the payment plan. Sorry. So we do not offer payment plans. So at the time of checkout, you will have to pay everything at the same time with the same card. You cannot split credit card payments, and we do not have payment plans. And just to summarize, in the end, we do hold these trainings every 2 weeks. I'll send the link to Amanda and she can post that on your site. So if you do want to have a more in-depth training and more of a Q&A session, please register for a future training.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much, Daniel. I just want to say this is an amazing training and we really appreciate it. And thanks everyone for joining us today for the Profit Agility training with Daniel, as well as don't forget to share this with your team, your uplines and downlines so they can see this. We will be posting the information to the Travel Cafe website, so please check there, as well as you can find the recording of this video there as well under the trainings tab under this week's themed training playlist. So again, Daniel, thank you so much. I'll let you go ahead and close out and say bye to everything, whatever last words you want to say. So thanks again.
All right. Thank you, guys. Again, I appreciate the opportunity to join all of you. Again, find all of my information. I will submit that to Amanda. So if you do have any questions, you can reach out to me. Everyone, thank you for joining. Have a safe week. We hope that you use the Profit Agility system because it will literally build your bankroll and your commissions.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Daniel, again. Everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.